nowadays.
First German-made automobile that comes to mind.
Volkswagen.
BMW.
Made automobile that comes to mind.
Mercedes-Benz.
The first German-made automobile that comes to mind.
Naturally a BMW.
What do you, the average age of a BMW owner is?
BMW, I'd have to say 40.
What do you think the average age of a BMW owner is?
I'm going to say around 50, married, stable life with children.
And again, it depends on the brand because, like I mentioned, the Z4 and the 1 Series are targeted to a younger demographic and they say mid-30s and below. And then our upper lines, like the Motorsport version, Motorsport more kind of goes for a middle age though, I think. And then like you have your 6 Series and your 7 Series that are kind of older demographic.
So you definitely luxury.
BMW vehicles as high performance, luxury, undesirable, expensive, family.
Expensive.
I think a BMW is a well-made car that's unnecessarily expensive.
If you buy a lot of different periodicals, you'll notice like in print and stuff, you'll see print ads for a specific demographic. Like I get Wired magazine and it's kind of, you know, the techie type people, and you know, I just saw in my new Wired that there's a big print ad on the 1 Series. So it's obviously like trying to get that out into that younger demographic. And then you'll see, you know, BMW advertisements on like ESPN and networks that they think the younger people are watching.
The northern part of Peru, you have to pass.
Yes.
Thanks, Jeff.
Which one?
No.
German-made mean to you?
A good vehicle.
Made in Germany.
What does German-made mean to you?
Quality and detail, although at a higher expense.
Durable.
I like what.
So what do you think made in Germany means to you?
To me, when I think of products that are made in Germany, I do think of highly engineered products and really high in quality. And even if you go to Germany and you see people buying things, anything, any kind of product in a store, they're looking for quality and they're not going to pay money for something that doesn't have quality.
Okay. Let's see.
I got one. Can you tell us, like, how do you see actively, like, the German influence here in the factory in terms of your work style and how you know, in terms of your daily routine at work? Can you tell us a little bit about maybe the German influence, if there is any?
There definitely is, and we have a lot of Germans here. I mean, so, you know, in my department, I'm trying to say, probably a third of the people in my department are German. And so, I mean, you do have a large influence of German processes and German meeting styles, and it's still different though. It's a really mixed culture here because we've been here for, oh gosh, 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, so we have really infused our culture into the German work culture. But and I've only been here 7 years, and from what I understand, we really have come a long way into being more like an American manufacturing facility than a German. But I'm trying to think. I mean, just our meeting structure, our organizational structure is very, I wouldn't say German, but I mean, I think it is influenced highly from how it is over there in the plant. Just on business trips, you know, and that's this is I'm sorry, it's our assessment that we're in Germany. And they can be very formal, like in a meeting environment. You wouldn't just kind of shoot the breeze, and you know, it can be very formal, just depending on what type of meeting it is. And here we're a little less formal, and so you have to take into account whether these people are used to, you know, the person you're working with, have they just come from Germany, and are they going to be a little taken aback if you're less formal?
Right.
And I don't know if you know anything about the German language. There's a formal version of you and a familiar version of you, and it depends on how well you know the person as to what you use. So that's where I have my difficulty. Because here we use an informal.
Do you speak German?
Yes.
Yeah, I know I've heard stories about you know, colleagues that'll still call each other Mr. and Mrs. like 30 years down the road and stuff.
I know one. One of our buyers, he's the same way, and it's hard for me because, like I said, here we always use the informal form of you, and so then I go there on a business trip and I have to really catch myself. and switch back into that formal version because we don't want to offend anybody. And they're not being rude. It's just respect.
Yeah.
Are your meetings in English or in German?
It just depends. Most of the time they're in English here. Now in Germany, they're in German.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, when I go to Germany, not that they don't take into account about American, but they know I speak German. So. But most of the time, unless it's just a really high level meeting with the project in Germany, and then sometimes some of them can't speak English, so then it would be in German, as long as most people understand and speak German.
Okay, where do you see BMW in the next 10 years in terms of marketing, performance, innovation?
I think it's going to be really interesting because of the way the automobile industry is going in general, with hybrids and with hydrogen engines. I think it'll be really interesting to see how we develop ourselves into the market that way. And I mean, we already have a Hydrogen 7 that it's not really in production, but it is a series production car. I like the American style because I'm also not organized. I like to, I'm the kind of person that'll jump from one thing to another, which whether or not that's good, I don't know. But German can be very organized and very, you do things this way and stick to that. I'm not falling in that stereotype, but I mean, I've had to adjust my working style in order to keep, because I mean, I have to prioritize, and I had to learn how to prioritize, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I have these 10 things to do, but really this one's the most important thing to do first. I need to make sure that I get this done before I move on to anything else, and that for me can be.
How was it like when you got to Germany? Like, you've been to Germany a couple of times, right? When you got there, can you tell us about how this plant here in America differed from the plant over in Germany, and or how they,
I mean, just my personal observations, and I've only been to one other plant in Germany. I've been to our Regensburg plant. I just noticed there weren't any women online working. We have a lot of women on our assembly line that assemble the cars. I didn't see any when I was in Regensburg. It was all men. Which was interesting to me.